I'm gonna keep rolling with my video here, just kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about. This is that inlet I was talking about earlier. Don't worry about the, okay, don't worry about it. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna show you what I was talking about as far as amoeba. Amoeba is obviously just fresh ocean water. Basically has low salt content and no sediment. The water is actually pretty good. As you can see, I'm walking next to that inlet I was telling you about. Outstanding. If you look at the water from here, doesn't look, don't worry about that shit. You don't worry about how the way, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna find myself a little area that has a decent amount of flow. Now, I don't want the water to be too stagnant and too still, so I can look up, try to find myself some water. And what I'll do is I'll pick up that water and kind of obviously give you the good, yeah, okay, cool, don't worry about that. She got ducks and shit flying away, but we ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and find me a good spot. People leave fishing line everywhere for no fucking reason. The thing about this amoeba is that people have basically forgot about it. The ancients had nothing to drink but this fresh water, so they drank that shit. And like the Bible, obviously the Bible says that people used to live to be 300 years old. I think it was mainly because of skin cell reproduction rates. And I believe that the amoeba itself is something that basically help keep our skin cell reproduction rates up. And I think that's what the ancients used to do. They used to drink amoeba, and the amoeba itself was reproductive. Obviously, now don't worry about that. Okay, cool, you understood it was reproductive in the human body, and it helped maintain and fortify our system, which in turn allowed us, don't worry about that shit, allowed us to obviously live, helped us basically keep our skin cell reproduction rates up. I believe it's an integral part of our system, and it's something we need to obviously look into, obviously have it studied. I believe they've already done that. I believe people have made synthetic amoeba self-reproductive food. I think it's like a green sack of just basically gel that basically once it's exposed to oxygen or some shit, it begins to automatically self-reproduct. Look at these shit right here. So you kind of get the idea. It's an old ass fucking trail that rolls up through here and it goes over here, and I think people used to live over here back in the day. Now, like I said, I'm gonna look for a high flow area. If you can imagine a civilization, you can even see this other inlet right here. You can see it cuts back through here, this one right here, and it cuts back to mainland back there. They got all kinds of bullshit over there to the left. They got some high dollar fucking houses over here too. I'm gonna know about that shit, but I'm gonna find me a nice little high flow area. You can see the water right here, just to show you real quick. This water right here, you can see how there are all kinds of shit right here. We ain't gotta worry about it. But the water right here is somewhat stagnant, but you can see right into it. It's clear. That's all you need to do is find yourself like some clear water anywhere. Don't matter where it is. As long as the water is clear and has a little bit of flow, you can actually drink it. Obviously, something that I believe, obviously, that people were drinking from birth. Obviously, what else do you drink, right? Besides your mom's breast milk. There's some more things, but you ain't got to worry about that right now. I'll tell you about that later in the future. That way you ain't got to worry about it. But something part of our, basically our biology. We did evolve with the ocean. Obviously the earth, basically the whole thing is one unit evolved. And the water itself is something that we're supposed to be drinking. I'm going to keep rolling until my time runs out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find myself a high flow area and try to scoop me up some water and give it a good drink. I'm going to do that before my timer runs out. See right here, it's kind of stagnant. The water's clear, but it's kind of stagnant, so I don't want to drink that shit, basically because there's sediment in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find me a nice little flow area, and it's gonna be nice and clear, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop me up. I got myself a big ass plastic bottle of big ass plastic bottle of orange juice. Obviously I finished it up, so I kept it because it makes a good container, and I'm gonna fill it up and take a good swig from it. Understand, for example, there's people out there that get big as fuck, like eat too much food and get really fat, and they want to do something to lose the weight, but no matter what they do, they can't lose weight. And the reason is because I call it perma shit. They get that food in the system, like, you know, obviously everybody does it. You eat some food and go right to sleep. That food doesn't have time to digest itself, so it gets stuck in your system. Like John Wayne died, and when he died, he had 15 pounds worth of shit in his system. And if, as people were saying, that if he had gotten that taken out, he would have lived like an extra 20 to 30 years. But that's one of the reasons why he died. But people always struggle with that weight they can't get off. No matter what they do, they can't burn that weight. And I think that I'm drinking amoeba is one of those things. The amoeba itself, the ocean water, dude, let me put it down a little bit. The ocean water itself, don't worry about that shit. The ocean water itself is alive. And if you put it in your system, it'll eat up all that shit in your stomach. It'll make you shit it out. You'll have like not even, but don't worry about that shit. No, you actually basically just shit it all out. And then it'll clean your system up. Not only will it clean it up, but it'll also fortify it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get me some water. It's not very high flow, so the water's kind of stagnant. This spot over here looks pretty good. I'm gonna check it out real quick. I got a few minutes, so I ain't gotta worry about it. Let me see this shit real quick. This spot is kind of stagnant. I'll show you real quick. You can see straight to the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find me a little spot that ain't so stagnant. That way I can try and get me some fresh water that ain't got shit in it. Obviously you can get a bottle. If you're out and about, obviously you ain't gotta worry about that shit, but get yourself a bottle with a little filter on top. You can get as much water as you can and just drink. This shit is fucking free, man. You ain't gotta buy fucking bottles of water. What I found out about the bottles of water that everybody sells is that they put bleach in the motherfuckers, man. Basically, it's not a good thing, but it's some kind of underground bullshit that I won't say the government, but there's companies that own the government and they do some shady shit, like obviously listen to you think and fucking erase your memory and all kinds of bullshit. But yeah, like steal your fucking thoughts, steal your fucking ideas. And not only that, but they also handle what's called depopulation. That's a big ass fucking deal. It's a big ass fucking subject, but for the most part, just understand that as far as doing that shit, getting it done, is a fucking shady ass deal. And the fucking government plays a part in it by allowing them to sell what I consider to be lethal water. And every bit of bottled water that you ever see or find always has a little bit of bleach in it. They put bleach in water. It ain't even supposed to touch bleach. Imagine drinking that shit. Well, every fucking bottle of water, Ozarka, fucking Nestle, all that shit, even the cheap ass water, every bit of it has fucking bleach in it. And it ain't good to fucking drink, because that shit fucking kills you. So understand that shit real fucking quick. Tap water is okay, because all tap water is this shit right here. Tap water is just ocean water that's been distilled. Basically all they did, okay, you understood, and that's what the fuck they were. That's what we drink anyway. Tap water is this shit distilled. That's all it is. So this shit is obviously safe to drink. All you want to do is stay away from the stagnant areas. Go to the areas like you can see right here where it's fucking smooth, but if you look up there, it's a little rough. That's where you want to go. Obviously find a little high flow area. It ain't gotta be nothing crazy, just a little high flow area. Yeah, okay, cool. Just a little high flow area. I'm gonna check over here real quick. Just a little high flow area, and obviously you'll be able to get yourself some nice clean water that you can drink. It's good for your family, it's healthy, it doubles as food. So you can drink that shit all fucking day until you fill up, and it'll keep you nice and healthy. You ain't gotta worry about it. You'll never go hungry, and you can drink that shit for free forever. Like, look at this motherfucker right here. It looks kind of, I'll show you real quick. It's not really high flow, but it's low sediment. It is moving. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop some up. Don't worry about that shit. I'm gonna keep fucking rolling the camera until the minutes run out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you what the fuck is up. You check it out. If the camera shakes too much, don't worry about that shit, because it ain't a big fucking deal. I'm gonna keep this rolling so you get the idea. All right, check it out. Just so you know, throw my fucking backpack behind me and shit. But, all right, check it out. I obviously use a fucking, don't worry about that fucking orange juice fucking bottle. The water right here is fucking crystal fucking clear. So I'm just gonna dip this motherfucker in here like this. Fill the motherfucker up. I do this non-stop, just drink it all day, every day. It's good for you and it cleans out your system. If you like I said, if you got extra weight on you, you can't get off, drink some of this ocean water and it'll clean you up quick. Obviously it'll make you take a shit like a motherfucker, because the amoeba tears up that shit. Don't worry about that shit. The amoeba tears it up like a motherfucker, dude, and all you can do is shit it out. If you drink this shit and you start shitting like crazy, that's because you got shit in you that was perma shit, that was stuck in you and they ain't going nowhere. Just so you get the idea. My videos, don't worry about that shit. You can see the motherfucker's fucking crystal fucking clear. You can see that shit is fucking crystal clear. It is basically tap water that hasn't been distilled. Now just so you get the idea, you can drink the fuck out of this like nothing, straight the fuck up. There's a mosquito in it, don't worry about that shit. You ain't gotta worry about that shit. I got a few minutes, but don't worry about that shit. The water itself, man, like I said, I never drink water, just so you get the idea. I never drink water for the fucking taste. I always drink water for the fact that it hydrates me and shit. So you ain't really gotta worry about the taste. It's got a little bit of salt, very low amount of salt, but you can drink the fuck out of it non-stop. That ain't too bad. I'm gonna refill it real quick, then I'm gonna go ahead and head to the house. But just so you get the idea, this is where I get my water. It's good for you if you got the extra fat, like I said, perma shit in your system. Go ahead and find yourself a nice source of water. If it's crystal clear, drink the fuck out of it, and you'll lose a lot of weight. If you're trying to get big as fuck, got muscles and shit, drink the fuck out of it and you get fucking solid. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, this is shit that you're supposed to have in your system from birth. All right, so do your best, try to get some in your, basically, all right, do your best, and yeah, you'll be all right.